Good morning, everybody. We flipped the room on you again. I think this is going to be the setup. I found a way that I can record both the live and the whole session on my computer and not have to go back and use another software. So that's really nice. What's up, Amy? I can actually see everything now. So it's not just my phone, I can see it on my screen, which is nice. Today, we'll wait for a couple other people actually to drop in before we get going. How was the weekend? What's up, Jesse? Good to have you all here again. Monday morning. I think, oh, that's going to be the annoying part. Things start popping up. Oh, man. Wonder, oh, might just have to deal with it for this video. Today, we're going to continue to progress our pressing motions, right? So our push-up, our squat, lunge type things. So we haven't gone over the split, rear foot elevated split squat yet. And for the push-ups, we're going to be trying to find a progression where we're somewhere in that 10 to 15 range. Man, this is... Well, I guess you guys don't see it, but I do. It's annoying. What's up, Richard? So like I said, we're going to get into those pushing motions with our squats and our push-ups, and we are going to try and find a way to progress that stuff. So let's just get started. We're going to do that 90-90 position that we had worked on. I think that was on Friday. We did that 90-90. It's just a good positional drill to help get our body in a good position so that when we go to stretch or we go to strengthen, that we're in a good, solid position to reinforce, you know, good mechanics. So here on my back, I'm gonna find the ledge of a couch or a bench. Can squeeze a yoga block or a foam roller if we got it. And from here, we're digging our heels downward into the bench as I roll my hips. Big exhale. Maybe you can lower the camera a little just because all the comments and stuff. Here. If we want to add a little more tension to the abs, we can grab a plate or a dumbbell and we can reach that overhead. It's not a bad idea, actually. It is nice to get those abs on a little bit. So here, a big reach, lower back. We'll just take turns.
No,
There's not enough room. What?
I moved it down a little.
Let's go 5 to 8 breaths there. You know, you should feel your hamstrings, you should feel your abs. You just do the next round. You just do the next round because they're ready to go on the next thing. So the next thing we're going to work on is just world's greatest stretch, and so I guess you can just do that. Again, we're trying to reach that knee forward as we drive the heel backwards, straightening out that back leg. So we're really trying to get the hips going in different directions here. And then we can do the rotation, which is always good. Today's definitely more strength-based. We're going to do a little bit of, I guess that's a protocol that you would use for dynamic work or speed work. It's going to give us a lot of practice and some new movement. Well, one new movement. And then we're going to do more swings. Because I really like swings, they get your heart rate up. We're going to try and go as heavy as we can on them. And we're going to figure out today how heavy you can go while still staying safe. Last thing you got is and we'll take some of this one too, is we're going to do that couch stretch. And so if you don't have a way to elevate your leg, even if you have a couple books, I mean, whatever basically takes the weight off the front leg and puts you more forward is what we're looking for here. And so I usually like to use a foam roller to kind of help me balance, but I will be using this bench today. It's a little bit high, but as long as I I can continue to keep good position of my knee, my hip, shoulder, and the back of my ear, like all in a line here. Even if I come forward a little bit, as long as that stuff is all in a straight line, we're going to be doing a good job in our split squats that we're going to do later. Big mistake I see with these is people tend to kind of overextend themselves where they're now stretching out the ligaments in the front of their hip and not really the musculature that we're looking for, and it's not really the ideal function of this particular position. Is when we go to that elevated split squat, the Bulgarian split squat, we want most of the weight forward, and then we want this knee right underneath us, right? And so a lot of people kind of end up overstretched, and then they can't hit good depth in their split squat, you know, because they're kind of all stretched out and, I don't know, kind of in a funky position. And I see that mistake quite a bit. So let's try and avoid that. Let's stretch the right stuff. Let's make sure we're getting into the quad, maybe a little bit of hip flexor, not overdoing it, and stretching things that don't need to be stretched. Like 30 seconds or so, and then we'll switch. And like I said, this is a pretty high surface, even for me at 6 foot. So maybe if you have a shorter couch, that'd be great. As long as you feel comfortable and maybe just a little bit of a stretch when we're going through the split squat, you should be okay. But it really doesn't need to be that high. Even like the height of those parallettes is probably good if you could find a comfortable way to rest your foot on there. And then I'll give another option if you have really no way to elevate your foot. We'll find a way to make it more of an elevated split squat feeling. But this stretch feels nice. Again, we're keeping our ribs back, butt tucked. That's going to give us the best stretch. So we're not, you know, stretching through some things that we don't need to be. Finish out 30 seconds, and then we'll go back to the 90-90 position. That stretch always feels really good. I have pretty tight hip flexors for some of our quads. I think it was after my knee surgeries. Squeeze here. I'll give you, I don't need a super heavy weight, but just enough here. So that when you reach back, take a big exhale, keeping those ribs down. Exhale as you reach back. Toes to the face. Pretty much anytime I'm going to go do overhead work, I'm going to work on this position of keeping, you know, my abs on while I reach overhead, whether it's, you know, one of these kind of pull downs with a band, the falling back with this 90-90 position. Just wanted to make sure that I'm really getting my abs on so that when I go overhead, which we'll do at the end, that we're being really safe and not overextending ourselves. Okay, a little bit of extension is okay. And extension is not a bad thing at all. It's only a problem if it's the only thing we got, you know. And we just tend to see more, you know, athletic bodies and really weak bodies tending to rely on that pattern more than going the other way. You never really see anybody who's too flexed. World's greatest stretch. One knee forward. Again, I'm really reaching this knee forward as I'm driving my heel back. Hands down. Really trying to get those hips moving in a different direction. And then I'm going to reach up, looking where my hand goes. I'm bringing my elbow towards my ankle. I'm just going to do like 2 or 3 on each side here. Just kind of getting things moving. Turn the heater off, please. And switch. Do you guys find that one hip feels tighter than the other? For me, it's pretty much always my right hip. Okay. And time with the hip flexor stretch. You're gonna try and think about tucking your tailbone as much as you can. If that's a little too high, then you can find another, maybe using the parallettes or even like something like the couch might be a better option. Another way to keep you from falling forward here. As you press down, getting the rib cage to come back. And try and push into my hand. Yeah, you get a pretty good stretch there. Ideally, we end up to a position where our knee, our hip, our shoulder, and our head are all stacked on top of each other. But if you have a high position like this is probably a little bit too high for Janelle, that's okay. If she's getting a good stretch and just not overextending herself, then it's probably okay. You really go to like the toes or like the less of the bench you use, the easier it'll be. About 30 seconds. Good morning, Birdie. Welcome. So the first couple things that we're gonna do, we're gonna continue to kind of ramp up here a little bit just to kind of get heart rate up and get the body ready. The first particular movement that I want to work on is a tall plank position. So we're gonna go to basically the top of a push-up. If you have a wall that you can push your feet into, we're going to do that. And the reason for that is we want to try to mimic the same feeling that you're going to get when you march. And so I'm going to go to a tall plank. I'm going to slide my feet into the wall, so I'm pushing my feet into the wall as much as I can, kind of suctioning myself. And then from here, big exhale, tucking my butt. I'm driving my heels into the wall. I'm driving my hands through the ground, squeezing my butt, squeezing my abs. Inhale, exhale, driving those heels. When I drive the heels into the wall, I'm thinking about drawing my tailbone underneath and squeezing my butt, right? And reaching through those abs. If you don't have a wall to push, that's okay. Just go to that tall plank position, and then we'll go to the, maybe if I go this way I can show you. I'm going to use the wall on this side. Keep going. Yeah, it should be enough. So from here, what we're going to work on is I'm in this tall plank position. I'm driving my feet into the wall, right? Squeezing my butt. And then from here, I'm going to drive one knee towards my chest, and back. Drive the other foot through the wall. Drive my foot. We're going to go 5 each side. And so what we're trying to feel now when we go to a marching position, it's kind of that same idea. We're nice and tall, we got our abs on, good balance. I'm pushing one foot through the ground. It's not going to be so much the heel, but it's okay. It's going to be more the ball of the foot. And we're going to switch. We're going to do about 5 each side, and then from there, I'm going to have you add, basically coming up to the ball of your foot. About 10 of these. And then if you have the ability to do skipping without making a bunch of noise and waking up your neighbors, then we're going to do that next. And if you can't skip, still try to come up to the ball of the foot. Be powerful, right? So I'm here. I'm more on the balls of the feet when I'm doing these faster motions. You're going to go 5 each side, and then back to that tall plank. So do you want to demonstrate that one? So again, the tension is going to be a little bit different because I do want you to feel your heels when you're on the wall. And then when we come to standing, I do want you to be more on the balls of the feet. Good. Flat back. Squeezing her butt. From here, she's going to drive one knee to her chest. Exhale. Trying to pull the toe towards your face as well, just like that good tall marching position. And pull that toe. That's the hardest part, I think, is really getting that toe to drive up with the knee. We had a friend we used to work with. He was a sprinter in college. He's a firefighter now. His name's Shane Gruger. He was telling me that when he was pretty fast, but when he got to the college level, one of the things that made the biggest difference of like getting him to be able to be competitive was getting his knees up, getting his toes up. Like once he was able to get his legs up, he was able to drive much harder through the floor, and he became much faster. So then from here, yep, up, just marching in place, right? Nice and tall. Drive those toes up. Keep it tight. Once you get about 5 on each side, then you're going to ramp it up and then start coming to the ball of the foot. A little bit more explosive. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get into the push-up. We're going to do 3 rounds of trying to accumulate as many reps as we can. Ideally, you're going to be somewhere between 10 to 15 reps, depending on, you're doing great, Gino, depending on the progression that you pick. Whether that's elevating the feet on a couch, if you can do the normal. If you can do more than 15 bodyweight push-ups, try to either elevate your feet, try and, if you have somebody around, to put a weight on your back. Something like what I'm going to use today to help give me a little more tension on my push-up is a super band. I'm going to have it wrapped around, and then I'm going to go through and have that little added resistance as we go. Again, 10 to 15 is really what we're trying to accomplish, but if you need to do more than that because you're not able to progress your push-up, fine. If we're on the side where we're still working on getting to body weight push-ups, then we're going to go elevated on the couch, right? Or elevated from the knees and working on 10 to 15. But ideally, as many as we can, accumulating 3 rounds. In between each round, we're going to do those elevated split squats and really work on the position and really do it with body weight. So eventually we can progress to doing that split squat with weight. Probably not today though.
This is Jesse's favorite movement now.
Which one?
Push-ups.
Push-ups, yeah, right. Lots of variations of the push-ups. So, okay, as many as you got. If you can do more than 15, then you need to find a harder way to do these. So, gave you a couple options. Let's go ahead and knock out our first round here. I'd say you're trying to get to about a 9 out of 10 here, 90% of your maximal effort. Obviously, if your form is starting to break down and you're looking kind of funky, then just stop and right into the split squats here. So I'll use this knee pad. A little more volume on these two so we get good practice. So we've gone to doing, a 90-90 split squat where we did it with nothing, right? We just had our feet on the ground. We did a front foot elevated split squat, and now we're doing rear foot, and I'll explain kind of why we did it that way. But first, make sure we're nice and stacked as we press ourselves up, straight up, coming down in control. Knee should be right underneath us the whole time. Driving up. 10 to 15 reps here. And I'm going to teach this pretty similar to the way that I'm going to teach the first squat that we went through, when it was very like heels down, knees forward, super upright body, trying to really get that triple flexion. I got me out of breath. You want to do that side? There is the other variation of, like we did it with the lunge last week, where we were a little bit more hinged over. And that's okay too, but I would want people to be able to do both. People seem pretty, I don't know, people are like scared to let their knees go forward, or they were told that if they let their knees reach forward that it's going to cause issues for their, like pain in their knee and stuff. We want the knees to track forward as long as the heel stays down. We really want to develop the musculature in that position. That's what's going to allow us to squat deeper, safer, and in control. Come down a little slower. Try not to bounce yourself. There we go. Good. 10 to 15 on each side. Then we're going to our second round of push-ups. If that was too easy, or if you got all 15, try to find a way to make it a little harder. So this was, I got all 15, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around my hand one time, just to shorten the band just a little bit. And then we're going to go again.
Well.
Okay, let's go to the second round. Yeah, is Jesse just like doing handstand push-ups now, or what?
No, we've just done so many push-ups.
It's so hard without, well, is that a lot in the CrossFit stuff too, or what?
Everything.
Yeah. I mean, push-ups are just such an easy thing to program when you don't have any equipment, but. Alright, let's go. The band offers a nice way to vary your push-ups too. It kind of teaches you how to drive through with your push-ups. Like you'll see people use the bands for like barbell movements, like deadlifts, squats. It's just a nice way to get a different variation of tension to teach the body how to really drive through with consistent tension coming back at you, right? It's nice.
Richard's probably getting like 30.
You gotta find a way to like elevate your feet. How many are you getting, Richard? Gotta find a way to like elevate those feet, or just invest in one of those. You can get those for like under $10 on Amazon. I already did that leg. Alright, back to our split squats again. Weight in the heel, letting my knee reach forward. I'm nice and tall. From here, we're driving ourselves straight up, straight down. Our knee should be right underneath us. Not overextending ourselves, not falling down. And so I was going to tell you why we learned the split squats in the way that we did. So we started with 2 feet. We might have done the elevated actually first. It's just the one I prefer. So early on when I'm trying to teach people how to get into these good positions that we keep talking about, ribs down, butt tucked, I try not to do it with a ton of cues, because it tends to be annoying for one, for a client to just hear cue, cue, cue. Try and put them in a position where they can just work really hard without me having to give them a ton of instruction. And the the front foot, elevated split squat, just kind of puts people in a better position, and it's pretty challenging. We keep talking about that more stacked position of the spine. You just elevate the front foot, it tends to just kind of put them there, and then they can work and exercise without me having to overcorrect things. And I usually like to start with that one so that when we do progress, so whether it's 2 feet on the ground or elevating the back leg, they already kind of have a sense of what things should feel like without me having to overdo the cueing and stuff. So there is some other reasoning behind that, but that's kind of the simplified version. Okay, we got one more push up here.
Richard said 30 with my feet on a chair.
You gotta buy one of these things.
No.
It's like under $10.
A double clap push up.
Just turn it into a plyo. Yeah, go for it. 30 push-ups. It's pretty good. Nice job, Richard.
One arm push ups.
Yeah, do some
No arm
powerful
push-ups.
one-arm push-ups. Okay. Last round. Yeah, there's gotta be another. How else can you resist yourself here?
Weight on top.
Yeah, you just gotta find throw some weight on top of it. What's he saying? Family's asleep, yeah.
What?
He said the family's asleep, it's gotta be quiet. Yeah, totally understand. So, red mini band, or super band, sorry, Amazon, it's like $7. Get it in a couple days. Great way to progress all this stuff. Okay, last set. I think I got 15 and 10 so far. Let's see if I can get another 10. 8 to 10. Go. Alright. How many did you get, Jesse? And what kind are you doing? Curious. Back those rear foot elevated.
Three by 12, regular.
Sweet. Another way, obviously, to make those harder so that you are getting less reps, Richard, is just to slow it down. Super slow. Give it a little pause with tension at the bottom and then push through. It's another way to, because again, we're trying to work on more like real strength here. Lots of tension. It's good that you can do 30. Knocking them out, that's a really good thing. And it's impressive. But I want you to continue to progress your strength in those positions. Which means we gotta modify the tension and the stress. So the next time we do those, we'll likely do that with weight. Today was more just kind of body weight, get some practice at it, make sure we're in a good position. Okay, the next things we're going to work on is, again, trying to get more tension, less reps. So we're going to try and find our heavier dumbbells, and we're going to rack them in that clean position, and we're going to squat from there. Your first rep is going to be really slow, and then the other 5 reps are going to be normal pace. If you're not sure, or if you don't have 2 weights, you can just do the normal goblet style where you're holding the weight in close if you only have 1 weight. But if you have 2 weights,
Move it up.
we're going to clean them up into this clean position. From here, our first rep is going to be nice and slow as we come down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the other 5 at your own pace. Trying to find your heavier weights here on your dumbbells, right? Once you're done with your squats, we're going to do either a hand walkout or if you have an ab wheel, we're going to do an ab wheel. 10 with the ab wheel, 10 to 15, 5 to 8 with the hand walkout. Let's take a little bit longer. You got the hand walkout? Yeah, this is all about keeping those abs nice and tight as you walk your hands out as far as you can. Keeping your butt tucked, all that same positional type awareness that we talked about before. Alright, depending on how those squats feel, we're going to try and go a little heavier if we can. I'm going to bump it up to 40. See how that goes.
That's just 1?
2.
What about the 50?
I don't have 50s.
I thought you had 50. That's right.
Okay, we got that clean position, nice and tall, staying stacked. 5, 4, 3. Remember, the first rep is slow, the other 5 are at your own pace. If you have a couple set of heavier kettlebells, you can also rack those up. Probably more comfortable than the dumbbells, honestly. Whew. What's the heaviest weight that you have, Jesse? I think, Richard, you have like 40s, right? Well, now you have that 65 as well. As long as you can do all 6 reps, try and go as heavy as you can. Alright, hand walk out, either 5 to 8 or 10 with the ab wheel. Just coming back up to where we get a good stretch, and then right back out. I have 40. Ooh. 135 dumbbell and kettlebell. Oh, sweet. So you could like rack one and then have one rack. Are you doing it that way? Are you using both for the squat, Jesse? That probably looks really cool. Actually, that's a 35. We got 2 more squats. 1 more of the rollout.
She said no.
No. That would be way cool though. It looks so cool. Oh, in the garage. Alright, let's do it. Wait, Richard, are you using the 40s? First one slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, I only have 140. Oh, bummer. Dang. It's alright. Let me do it overhead. One more of these, 1 more squat, and then we're going to get into the last couple things that we're going to do for today. Well, I'm supposed to get the heart rate up towards the end of this, but my heart rate's already up. Again, trying to keep those abs nice and tight, no matter which one you're doing. For this one on the hand walkout, you don't have to come back all the way. Just go to the point where you start to feel a stretch behind the legs. But keeping that tension in the arms the whole time is the goal. Alright, get ready for that last squat.
I like that word.
Huh?
I like that.
Yeah, that was cool. I actually got that for free. Lots of squats. Well, these kind of squats anyway. So what we'll do is we'll modify the workout here a little bit towards the end for single arm activity, since most of you guys only have 1 bell each. Last one. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 more. Catch your breath. Okay, got movement we haven't done yet today, or in our workouts yet. We're gonna do a thruster. We're gonna try and lighten the weight up a little bit though. If you're going single arm, you might still be able to get away with this, but we're basically gonna do 3 reps every 30 seconds. So we're gonna have to alternate, right? We're gonna try and get 10 total rounds. And so it's literally just 3 reps, rest. Probably gonna get about 15 to 20 seconds of rest. 3 reps. So since we have the single arm, we're just gonna alternate each round. 10 total rounds. Pick a weight that you can do that's probably more like 60 to 70% of your max effort. Because we want these to look good. The reason for cutting the reps down is that we want to get some good practice in a new movement. Well, new for some of us. I know Jesse's probably done a ton of these. But we'll do it single arm. So we go down to our squat, we come out and press, right? from that clean rack position. Do you have a timer? My phone is in use. Because we're going to go 30 on the 30 seconds. 3 reps, alternating. Are you all ready? Janelle's going to count us down.
3, 2, 1, and up.
Just breathe in those breaths, and we'll switch on the other one. We're kind of fast, so try to slow it down a little bit. Especially on the way down, control it. When you come up out of it, you can explode and be fast. But on the way down, control yourself.
3, 2, 1, go. You like that shirt?
Thanks.
3, 2, 1. How many?
5 each arm. The weight shouldn't be too heavy.
3,
If the weight's not moving
2,
fast, you need to
1.
put that weight down. This movement should be pretty fast on the way up. Belly should be floating.
Three, two, one.
How many is that?
3.
3? It's at least 4. 3 on your side?
On the right side, this will be the third one on the left side.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1.
Couple more each side. Let's go.
Three, 2, 1.
One more each side. Almost done with these ones.
Three, 2, 1.
your breath for a sec. So this particular rep scheme is really handy when we want to do a lot of volume on a new movement. Like if we're trying to learn a new movement, instead of doing like 3 sets of 10 repetitions and just, you know, kind of powering through it, we can take and kind of flip that, be a little bit more conscious of each rep, take a little more rest in between, and still accumulate similar volume. Found to be a really good way to give you a different stress, teach you a new skill, and I don't know, it still gets my heart rate up, so that's good. What's up, Dan? Dan's made me do these with more speed work days where we're doing like, I don't know, 50 to 60% of our, you know, max effort with maybe some bands and chains, and we're moving the weight really fast. Low reps, more sets, move fast, not a lot of rest, lots of practice. It's fun. It's a fun way to mix things up. So the thing we're going to end with is here we're going to try and go for heavy swings. We're going to do it in the same kind of tempo. 3 reps. How much time do we have? Yeah, perfect. 3 reps for every 30 seconds. We're going to do 10 rounds. Working on our swing, nice and heavy, right? We want to get heavy, but we want to be able to stay upright in our swing. If we're getting real heavy and we're leaning back, then we need to go a little bit lighter. We're really focusing on good tension through our butt, our quads, and our abs. That's what's going to keep us nice and tall. The heaviest thing I have is a 20 kg, so that's what I'm going to work with. Hopefully, I think some of you got some heavier ones. Either way, we're going to work on good form, good tension, being really conscious of our tension at the top. Yeah, 10 rounds, 3 reps, every 30 seconds. Janelle will lead us to our finish.
3, 2,
1.
go.
If this feels too easy, you need to create more tension at the top. Squeeze everything. Be more snappy here to pop. Like snap yourself up. This is where we're going to get good practice on this movement.
3, 2, 1.
And if it's still pretty easy for you, 3 to 5 reps is fine. Hi, Tasha. Good morning. Good Monday. Yeah, if you want to give it a couple extra reps, go for it. Just make sure that we're doing it.
3, 2,
Good tension.
1.
Yeah, 5 seems good. What was that, 3?
3. That's 2. Or that was 3 total, yeah. Thinking switching up. What?
We're still waking up.
I've been like
Janelle's been awake.
3,
4th round.
2, 1.
Man. It's hot here. I think 5 reps is good enough. 5 reps is probably a little better.
Three,
2, 1.
T-Rex.
What's up, Batman? She probably left by now, but cute video you and Dan had. Was it 6, 5?
5, 3, 2, 1.
Number 6.
Three, two, one. Last one
No, we're doing 10.
is a 3, 2, 1.
Is that 7?
8.
Last 2. Last 2. Last 2, and then we can get on with our day. Hope you guys are starting the week off in a good mood.
3, 2, 1.
I want those swings to be snappy. Snap the hips, snap the knees, pop, nice and tall at the top. Working on some speed there, getting the heart rate up.
Last one.
Last
3,
rep.
2, 1.
Sweet. Nice work, everybody. As I mentioned, it would be nice, this is kind of the theme for these days. If we can continue to find ways to make these things challenging, like the push-up, trying to find a way to either use a band or elevate the feet. The band is a nice, cheap way of progressing that movement. I know, Jesse, you said you're seeing a lot of push-ups right now in programming. This is just an easier movement that doesn't take a lot of equipment, but with pretty minimal equipment we can continue to kind of change the variations of that movement. And so I highly recommend just go to Amazon, Superband, get the skinny red one. I think was it Wadify, or what was the one that you got? WadFit, something like that?
Waterproof?
Wadproof, I don't know, something like that on Amazon. They're all fine, just about that thick. They're usually red. Totally fine. You can use that for a lot of other things anyway. The only reason I haven't done more with that is, the regulars here don't necessarily have all those super bands and stuff, but yeah, nice work. Tomorrow, again, focusing on more pulling variations, but trying to get the heart rate up a little bit. We'll focus on more of the heavy pulling on Thursday. Yeah. I don't know what else. What else do you want? What do you need? Nothing. Good. I hope you guys have a good day. And looks like it might be another nice day out there. Try and get outside today, even if it's just for a little bit. It's good to get out moving. Janelle and I went for a walk yesterday. We shot a TikTok video. That was fun. Thanks for stopping in, Birdie. That's the first time that I've seen you in here. Welcome. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Happy to explain or help clarify anything that you need. Whether it's equipment, the movements, whatever you need. We got plenty of time. Like I said, go for a walk, get outside. You can watch Janelle and I's TikTok video that we did yesterday. We were in a parking lot just dancing around, trying to learn some new dance moves. I plan on seeing y'all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Amy at 10 o'clock. Hope you guys have a good day.